What is good with the YouTube? It is your boy Sean Rock to the represent Mandatory Thrive HGBM, because every day it is mandatory for us to thrive, and I'm back again with another video, aka Little Nicky. And in this video I'm going to be talking about the indoctrination of people, right? The procreation of negativity. A lot of times people are carrying their own sense of doubt, their own sense of insecurity, their own sense of uncertainty, their own sense of depression and anxiety. And the majority of people, unfortunately, never want to see others excel to a path that's above and beyond where they're at. So what they'll do is they'll subliminally and subtly try to create indecisiveness or create disturbance in your view, or they'll try to bring you down to the level that they're at. Now, everybody doesn't do this on purpose, right? It's a lot of times it's just a subconscious habit. We all do it. We all tend to pry at people's insecurities. We all tend to drop subliminal cues to kind of knock down markers, because in reality, when you look at 80 to 90% of humanity, society, 80 to 90% of people do not know who they are. 80 to 90% of people do not want to do the work. As I study and learn and digest more and engage more people in deeper conversations, through book sales and through just general conversations and just being out in society, I realize more and more how many people don't know who they are, how many people lack confidence, and how many people are searching. So you have to really take into consideration what people say. You have to really take it with a grain of salt, because a lot of people don't even stand on the word or even honor a lot of the things that they say. So you got to keep your spiritual arsenal intact. Like you got to be clipped up. Like you got to be ready for combat. People also will look at bold actions that's disturbing to them, because they're not willing to take those actions, and they'll feel some type of way, and they'll try to flip it and turn it into not necessarily a negative, but say that you're going through something or this, that, and the third, when people be themselves. Because the reality of the situation is a lot of people want to dance more, right? Like a lot of people want to wear certain things. A lot of people want to say certain things. A lot of people want to be more happy. A lot of people want to be more genuine. But a lot of times, a lot of people won't do these things, won't express these things, won't be these things, because they're so caught up into a fake facade, a fake image, or concerning themselves with what other people think. But the reality is, what I'm becoming to realize is that a lot of people will say that they don't care what other people think, but they only don't care what other people think in terms of just doing the bare minimum things in life. But as far as like the greater things or things that inspire them, a lot of people care what people think, because I don't see that many people going after things that inspire them. And the reason why I say this is because when I talk to people on a daily basis, I hear the things that I feel and hear from people that inspire them. These things get the least amount of attention in their life, but the passion and the fire you know what I'm saying, it's stirring up when they're talking about these things. But the other things, they're not talking about these things. They don't have the same passion, they don't have the same drive, they don't have the same ambition. And this is the reason why you have to keep your spiritual arsenal, because 90% to 80% of people are like that. And if you know that you're not living in your true purpose, putting your best foot forward, building yourself up to be the best version that God has called you to be, then you could be a danger to people, right? Because there's a subtle cue of anxiety, there's a subtle cue of depression, there's a subtle cue of dissatisfaction, there's a subtle cue of boredom, there's a subtle cue of envy, jealousy, hatred in the soul. And one of the things about me, and one of the things that I want to teach on my channel, is that breaking other people down will never build you up. You know what I'm saying? What's going to build you up is learning and knowing God, learning and knowing yourself, doing the actual work to become the best version of yourself for you and yours. Not to outdo them, not to try to be better than them, not to get revenge on them, not to downplay them, because a lot of them ain't even worried about you. You get what I'm saying? And if they worried about you and you can get revenge on them, then they ain't got their priorities straight. So the whole philosophy is a waste of time. But it's a perpetuated thing because everybody's doing it. Not everybody is taking the time to dig deep into to address their wounds and to heal and to rebuild themselves and to try to become the best version of themselves. You know, I had somebody tell me something that was very, very powerful. They told me, don't look on the outskirts at women and look for the woman that you want to be with, or the person that you want to be with. They said you need to be focused on becoming the person that you will want to be with. And that was profound to me, because it speaks to the same thing of love thy neighbor like you love yourself. It speaks to be about the same action that you expect. In reality, 80 to 90% of people ain't about the action that they expect. And that, for the most part, sometimes wouldn't even be the problem if people could just be direct and honest. But being direct and honest always comes with accountability. It always comes with accountability. And I look back at my life and think about anytime I opened up my mouth and said something, just for me, I knew I had to back it up. You know what I'm saying? And if I failed to back it up, I would feel like it would have to be based on some things that was just completely out of my control, or I put my best foot forward. And if I didn't conquer it, that's what it should have been. It shouldn't have been just because I didn't have any, I didn't stand on my word. And that's why even in the street sense, why these guys honor this code called no snitching. Because from a civilian standpoint, that philosophy should make no sense, right? Because recycling crime is internally a negative thing, right? But the reality is, in that system, it makes total sense, because if you're doing something and I'm doing something and we doing wrong or doing right in the case of the streets, why would you tell on me? The only reason why you would tell is to try to alleviate yourself from some responsibility of your actions. And this all the different things that I'm talking about plays into how we're not making the world a better place, because we're not we're too focused on subliminally breaking other people down instead of directly building ourselves up. Right? We're too busy looking for a way to get our free card instead of, you know, honoring what we said we were going to be. So I hope this video helps, man. Remember, dream big, work hard, live great, don't stop. It's your boy Sean Rock to the. I'm signing out. Peace. Lil Nikki.